bar to that set.
That is correct.
Okay.
Well, Steve has to link it for you.
No, he should be able to, I thought.
Yeah, I've been able to do it before because...
Yeah, I gave players edit permissions over their minis, so you should technically be able to... Yeah, you should be able to manually change things on your mini if you want.
I cannot link anything.
Oh. Weird.
Spell...
You can't change what your bar 1, 2, and 3 are on your mini?
I mean, I can, but I can't, like, say, like, this equals my HP. Like, you know how you can do that?
You don't see the drop-down box next to it? There's, like, the numbers and then a drop-down box? Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Huh. I did not realize
I didn't know you could give that to players. I don't think you can.
I thought you could, but you might be right. We'll see if Dan sees it.
Okay, so add attribute, arcane, underscore points.
If you can't, then I will add it for you. I have no problem with that.
6. Do I have to save that, or does that just save?
It just saves once you click off of it.
Okay, so then I go back to any.
You are not the Christmas tree.
I want to be the Christmas tree.
Yeah, So you have to I can't. I used to be. Something must have changed because I used to be able to click and get the full. But I think you as the DM. So can you set bar 3 to be arcane points?
Yep, you put it as arcane underscore points, right?
Yeah.
No problem.
That would be fun stuff.
And there you go.
We're festive now.
Somewhat.
Perfect.
You don't show up on the stream as festive at the moment because the way I have to crop things. There's a little bit of festivity. I can shrink it a little bit. There you go. Now you're festive.
I will lean on my desk just to be festive.
So, this thing is unconscious.
Sphinx, you want to... Or let's restrain him, and then the Sphinx, you want to...
No, just
use one of your...
full heal him.
No. Use your healing hex on him. And use that for...
We need to be really careful. This thing was strong. I got a pretty good whip on him, and I couldn't bring him down. I don't know if a rope's going to hold this thing.
Zeke just starts coughing. And blood is like spilling out of him as he coughs.
Sphinx,
probably should heal him first.
Yes, Sphinx. Before we resurrect the thing that almost one-shot Zeke, let's
I will heal.
You should use lights when somebody's not in combat, because it's better for spell points. All right, so hold on, let me add these up. So 18 plus 9. So he's a little over half.
There we go. I'll sit on the arm of my chair.
So I know this spell doesn't work this way, but maybe you'll be a nice DM. Could I arcane lock his binds and like just make the check to break them much harder?
If you have manacles, that would work.
Oh shit! Does anyone have manacles?
Oh yeah, I carry them around on me all the time.
We have a member of the party in the other game that has manacles.
I could actually forge up some manacles. we could make this an all-day encounter where I forge up some manacles, and then you can arcane lock them, and Steve can just go like basically kill himself because we've gone into like full-on degenerate campaign.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, then what other choice we have? We have to kill him then, right?
Well, I think we could bring him somewhere that's easier to, like, I don't think roping him around in the middle of this valley is a good idea if the plan is to not kill him.
Well, do we have any in-character knowledge of knowing how long it would take him to wake up usually?
It's going to be hours, most likely.
Hours?
You know it's going to be a minimum hours, because it takes an hour per like hit point you're in the negatives for subdual before you wake up. Okay.
Yeah, if we know that in game, then I'll say I think we should find a location we can bring him to, maybe.
Because engineering wise, I'm thinking like, what if we brought him to like a tree, and instead of just tying his hands, we actually like tied him to a tree, kind of. That would actually be much harder for him to break out of than just wrapping it around his hands, right?
I'm confused. Why do you guys, while you guys are carrying around the giant like body parts of a
I was
golem,
thinking
do you
about
not also
this.
want to just throw him in the cart with you?
I was thinking about laying those on top of him because he probably can't lift them.
You will
scared,
crush him to death. Easily.
I'm scared we're gonna make some sort of mechanoid were-lion that's just gonna terrorize.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That'd be awesome. It like attaches to him like power armor all of a sudden.
Yeah, and then that's how the party killed Arafor. I think if we want to ask him questions, but I don't know, like, I never made a sense motive either.
No.
Let me see if I got any.
Is this that?
Yeah, I didn't really get any vibe either.
Rakshasa thing that we've been hearing so much about?
No, you guys would know if this was a Rakshasa. Because you guys wouldn't be here right now. We'd be rolling up a new party.
I assume this must be related to the lions that we killed guarding the weapons. Those are very coordinated. Those are very coordinated lions, right? They were
extremely coordinated lions.
They were basically trying to bait us into going into there and ambushing us. That's the way it looked to me, at least.
Yes.
So those lions could have been working in cohort with this, and that would explain why these lions have been getting smarter. They're being taught how we work by someone sentient.
That makes sense, but I'm also not very perceptive. Can anyone look around? It's strange this guy came alone. Wouldn't he have a pack with him?
I mean, this guy's pretty strong. He could have been very cocky.
Sure. You gaze about. You see nothing coming on the horizon. Or on the opposite of the horizon.
If you recall, the last time we fought one of these guys, he was basically by himself. He just had 2 tigers with him. The lions were significantly weaker than he was.
Yeah, I would just think he would have at least 1 or 2 with him like the other one. Odd that he would go alone. But yeah, I don't think we should stay here for too long. We should decide what we want to do here.
If we don't think he's going to be reasonable and give us any information, then I think we just put him down. But
well, do we not seek to create relations with these creatures, maybe, like we did with the shifters?
Well, yeah. I mean, if we think he can be reasonable, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know.
Speaking from experience,
the underside of the carriage.
After being knocked unconscious, I think you're a lot more reasonable when you wake up.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's get him out of this open field. Let's look around for somewhere a little bit more isolated and try and tie him up to like a tree or something more sturdy.
Okay.
Yeah.
In worst case scenario, we can always be prepared for if he does try to make an attack on us.
Yep.
All right, so you guys load him up into the cart, tie him down, and you can, after a little while, find a nice big savanna tree that's up and large, got a lot of the flowering bush at the top.
Oh, we're not going to tie him to the back and then drag him along.
No, there's actually something missing from this. I need to put Mal's card in here as well. I need to draw that up.
Oh yeah.
My little mini forge.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make can I make like an engineering check to see if there's anything I'm missing with this? But like I'm basically trying to tie him to the tree. I'm trying to figure out if there's any ways to make this more difficult for him to get out.
You can think of lots of ways you could like over-engineer this to get him trapped in there. The problem you have right now is a lack of the proper like finished resources to do this. Like your brain goes immediately to, oh, if I had this, oh, I don't have that. Oh, if I had chain, oh, that I don't have any chain. Oh, if I had like a lock, I don't have a hand lock. Like there's nothing equipment-wise that you guys have right now that really makes this more efficient.
Okay. Is there anything really simple I could smith up that would make it easy?
No. Manacles take quite some time.
I do have a fishing net. Can entangle him for a bit.
Sinxor, do you have anything that can detain somebody, or Arius? I know you're typically more of an aggressive type of magic user, but do you have any?
I know of a spell
Which
that
one?
can summon manacles, but I do not.
Well-
I did not learn that spell.
While you're like moving him over to the tree, though, a bag of nails falls off of his belt pouch.
Oh, he is getting searched. I'm gonna frisk him real good.
All right.
Was that like perception check?
Yes.
Ooh. Feeling
Are we
up
gonna?
and down.
Are we gonna Jesus Christ
roll.
this guy?
No, please no.
Did it actually roll? Because it hasn't shown up for me yet.
Oh yeah, it rolled. I got a
I don't
26.
see it. I don't see it either.
Hopefully this is not.
Yeah, it's right underneath that engineering.
There it is.
Okay,
Now,
cool.
okay.
That's Maldronicus's.
Oh,
That's
wait.
mine. So I was just
Oh.
seeing if it was lagging.
I can I
You
can
may have
load
to
back
refresh your
Yeah.
roll 20. But that's
Because
fine.
I think-
If you said it's a 26, I'll trust that it's a 26.
Yeah, I
that's
think
a very
when
odd
my-
number to try to bluff.
up. Yeah, I think when my thing went down for a second, it probably didn't reload properly.
It likely did not. I noticed that when
Okay.
I was on the train. I did a whole instant. Part of why I was doing everything in Notepad++ when I was building the macros was because one of the times I was working on it and I put it in and it didn't update at all, and then I had to redo everything. So I started doing everything in Notepad++, which is also nice because it tells you when your brackets are off. All right, so with a search, you'll find. I forgot what tab this is. How's texting me?
Being pissed was more painful than I imagined.
Oh, that was just
Oh,
me.
you're proving that you got the 26.
Yeah.
I screenshot or took a picture.
Yeah, he's got a board game on him. He has a lot of tobacco. He has a small little cask of tobacco, and a little pouch of it as well.
Oh, I better take this and make sure that it's not poisoned.
He is carrying a tent, a box of
Where?
12 boxes of arrowheads. He's got like a bag. He's got like a few different bags attached to the back of his belt. And he's got like a couple of bottles of wine stocked away.
Ooh, I'll confiscate those as well, just in case.
He's got about
someone
20
writing this
bottles of wine, of common wine.
Oh, I'm gonna just kind of put them near the cart,
Okay.
along with the other stuff, just in case.
Yeah, so somebody should be taking this down.
I
In
mean,
the cart.
Okay.
So we got
oh, I should
Also,
have prayed.
wine bottles.
Yep.
20. Board game.
A small cask of tobacco, and a pouch of tobacco.
Oh, darn.
About 12 boxes of arrowheads, and a tent. He also has 2 potions on him.
Better drink them to find out what they are.
The Cure Light Wounds potion is clearly labeled. He has a scroll that you'll notice immediately, Arius, when you see it. It is a scroll of Spark.
All right, yeah, I'll let everyone know that.
He also has an ivory worth about 40 gold. 2 rock quartz worth about 10 gold. And a smoky quartz worth about 50 gold. And 65 gold, 9 silver, and 5 copper.
Was
Say
potion
the
written in-
currencies again.
65 gold, 9 silver, and 5 copper.
Was the potion label written in common?
The potion label was written in common.
It seems suspicious to anyone that he has a scroll of spark and a bunch of flammable stuff.
Well, maybe when he wakes up, we can find out.
It's I'm not one to believe in coincidences here, so I think we're definitely gonna want to talk to this guy. But Steve, what's the tent made out of?
The tent is made out of what looks like probably some kind of fur. You assume?
It seems sturdy.
It is very sturdy.
Can I finagle that into wrapping that around him as well on the tree?
Sure. You could probably work out that as another method of wrapping him up.
Wait, what kind of fur is it?
It is. Give me a knowledge nature. No, it's not lion fur.
Fucking race trader over here.
You're not sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, he's a lion killer. It's lion fur. Trader.
So, Steve, what I'd actually be liking to do with this, I want to, once we wake him up, I want to have frostbite, and I want to keep fatiguing and exhausting him, just to try and keep him weakened. Or, fatigue and entangling him, just to keep him basically weakened. In case he's trying to breaks out. And basically, I'm just trying to keep, like, I can keep doing that every 6 seconds.
Right.
For every.
But at the same time, Sphinx is also going to keep having to administer healing to keep that up as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you cannot get around the damage. Part of what makes it so fatiguing is, like, you're literally freezing and creating a sensation of pure coldness around his body.
So I guess rather than doing it proactively, I'm going to be readied to, if I see him trying to, like, break out, I'm just going to, like, try and, like, hit him with fatigue and... That
is fine.
I have silk rope. Is that stronger than hemp rope?
Silk rope is the same strength as hemp rope. It's just it's lighter.
All right.
I'm going to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. I don't think it is masterwork rope. I think that is actually a separate thing you would buy.
But yeah, basically, so we're taking all the ropes we have. We're taking the tent. I'll take the nails and basically nail. I guess it makes most sense to, because the rope can wrap around, but like the tent, nail the tent in. Basically, doing whatever we can to basically make this guy into a cocoon.
Okay.
On the tree.
Silk rope technically has a DC 1 higher than hemp rope.
Then I'll use the silk.
Okay.
And if you'll let me, I'll try, like, once Mal has, like, concocted this engineered cocoon, if I can just, like, cast Arcane Lock on, on this, maybe just increase the DC by 5 instead of, like, the normal Arcane Lock spell. Like,
you do
it does something.
I know you want to, but you need the way Arcane Lock works is it fixes a mechanic, it breaks a mechanic. If you want to cast Arcane Lock on something, you can technically cast Arcane Lock on Cassius's gun, and you will permanently jam his gun. Magically.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry, I can still use it as a bludgeoning weapon.
Which you will then use on Arius.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Alright, just put an alarm spell on him just freaking out. With the sound emitting right in his ear. If he tries to move, it's going to deafen him.
That's just a dick move. Now he can't even answer your questions. Because he's deaf.
No, don't do that.
Alright. So yeah, he wakes up. I'm assuming Sphinx is going to heal him up.
Hold on.
Yes.
Would you I mean, I guess we can't tell, but would he be quote-unquote helpless in this position?
He's not really helpless. He can still, like, move his head and his shoulders and stuff. He's not
really
pinned.
He's not restrained?
He's not
paralyzed?
pinned.
Yeah, okay.
Aw, Ryan's frozen in such an adorable pose.
Oof.
There he goes. Hopefully he'll be back in a minute.
But yeah, my intention was to get in, like, position to coup de grace this motherfucker.
No, I get the goal, but
yeah. Well, then I'll just ready with my gauntlet, my spiked gauntlet.
Okay. Yeah, let me give him a minute to see if he loads back in. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, my internet is trash.
Yep. It's alright. At least we can work around it. Or work through it.
Yeah, using my phone at the moment.
Alright, Sphinx, go ahead and give me a Cure Light to get him up.
Well, I was going to Healing Hex.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Uh-oh. I'll work on that in a second.
Okay. Yeah, so he comes to.
Remain calm. We spared your life.
I will do no such thing!
Oh,
I have an attack readied.
He's gonna try to break free.
Okay, so in response, I'm gonna hit him with my fatigue and my tingle.
Go for it. Give me the damage from frostbite. There does need to be an attack roll, actually, too, here, technically.
Just like what? Normal
yeah,
attack.
just it's your regular base attack, because it's a touch attack. That will hit him because he's restrained.
Do I see any of our like contraption breaking a little bit from his attempt?
No, but he tenses it real rough.
Fuck him. I guess mending on our.
Ah, damn. Oh.
So I'll forego my readied gauntlet or whatever. I'm just focusing on mending the thing.
So he, like, as you hit him with the frostbite, he shakes a little in the cold and then growls, "What is this?"
Gain your senses.
I have my senses.
You clearly don't value your life. We're trying to speak with you.
I don't wish to speak to you. Murderers!
You killed our friends, we killed yours. It's even. Now let's talk.
It is not even. You have killed dozens of mine. I have killed none of yours.
You haven't. Your friends have.
That's just because we're good enough.
The Lions have killed far more. We have had just in the last day in the last day of traveling, we had at least 8 soldiers.
We have killed those for food. You kill to kill.
We killed to survive.
Only some.
To be clear, you came up to our cart. One of our officers literally asked and told you to walk away and we would not attack you. And you proceeded to attack us.
You dishonored us!
How did we dishonor you?
You come out here into our lands and you kill us. It is you who is the bad one here. I saw what you did back near the cart that you brought back to that man home. You killed every last one of them. You spared none of them. You took extra effort to slay them.
If we don't, they just come back and keep killing us. Are you telling me that they can be reasoned with, that they would stop attacking? Are you telling us that you have that power?
If I have the ability to cease my ways of murdering something, then I will choose not to murder it. But you seem to have taken effort. I watched as you would knock them unconscious. And then you would come back again and plunge blade into each of them to finish them off. You think that is fair? Helpless lions laying on the ground and you slay them.
Every time that we have someone die in these wilderness, it's because a lion has attacked. We've tried everything that we can, but we can't communicate with them.
Right. So
are you telling us that you can communicate with them?
Of course.
Then what would it take for you to convince these packs around here? If we got you a place that was away from towns, would you go?
How could I trust you? Your kind is notorious for killing without reason.
You're alive now, aren't you?
This seems different, yes, I do not deny that.
When he says you're kind, do I get the vibe he's talking about me being orc, or talking about us
humanoids in general?
Okay.
We're trying to change things around here. You see this banner I made? We have a brokered alliance with sentient talking creatures. I know you're not part of the same kind of thing.
You mean those people who wish to take our land from us?
Well, listen, we're just trying to create peace. We're trying to change things. It sounds like you want to change things as well, right?
Peace for who?
For everyone. All creatures of this land.
I doubt such things.
I pull down my hood. I'm like, I have been a victim of many things. I understand what it is like to be malnourished, to be mistreated. I don't wish that upon anyone. Anyone that can be reasoned with, I will reason with. So that's what we're trying to find out here, is if you'll reason with us. Again, we did not attack you. We apologize if those lions were your friends, if you say that they weren't as harmful as we thought they were. But you were not with them. We did not see any sentient life there. The lions will just attack us continuously. They've done this our entire time in these travels.
May I ask you a question? Are you... When you're hungry, what do you do? Do you look for something to eat? Or do you just... lay around and starve?
Is there not normal prey for you to hunt? Isn't hunting humanoids one of the most dangerous things for your kind?
Prey has become scarce or more difficult to attain as your people walk this land, and as the others you spoke of walk this land and claim more of them as their own.
So, I'm in favor of population limits. I have a petition. Would you like to sign it? I'm going to take it. No, I'm
What is a petition? I don't know. After the flyer idea, I think I was a little worried that the petition thing could be real.
Part of this
What are you, a
reason,
gnome?
creatures, instead of hunting humanoids, you can perhaps, since you are able to communicate with both kinds, we can broker trade. Humanoids have come up with farming and ways to feed creatures without killing other creatures. Perhaps you can change your diets so that we can live in peace.
You expect a lion to become a eater of what, plants?
You can hunt whatever you want.
Turn them all into vegetarian.
And other sentient creatures, and then to supplement the times where there's not enough to hunt, I'm sure we can think of something else to eat besides humans.
Hear me out. Hear me out here. What's her name? I'm Eldronicus, by the way.
My name is not yours to have right now.
Oh my lord.
What should I call you, friend?
You can call me... me.
Okay, me.
That's not going to get confusing.
What if
Listen
there
here,
is a new ecosystem full...
What is an ecosystem?
Oh my lord.
A new land, a new place that is developing, full of new prey. Difficult prey. But for your lions, the alphas of the wilds, you could adapt. You could hunt in these new wilds.
And where would this prey come from?
We call it Lucio.
The north. The north. The northwest.
We know of the Northwest. That's where the other kind are. The ones he spoke of that he confuses for us.
Are they the ones growing the woods?
Yes! They invade our lands with their putrid trees.
So it's them. Aha! I sort of mutter myself, but then I go back and like sort of try and regain my like
Give me a sense motive here.
Oh,
okay. Good time to roll
go.
that. You know he's not thinking of the same northwest that I think you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
They're both both of the problems are northwestward from where he's at.
Like, okay. It's like the shifters are growing that forest. What?
The shifters are growing the forest. I thought you were referring to the demons as the problem that's in the mountains.
Well, I thought those were I had been thinking those might be related things, but they're so close together that it's kind of hard to tell.
I can get that, but he's not saying the shifters are the problem in the mountains, but he is saying the forest is a product of the shifters.
I whisper, I kind of whispered to Arius, I think there's any way we can use this to our advantage for the meeting?
Well, I'll be whispering back to him. I was thinking perhaps we offer him a seat at this negotiation. Perhaps it can be a three-way talk. Bring all parties involved in these lands, and we can settle all these issues at once. Stop the lion attacks on the trade routes, and stop from all types of creatures, and then try to broker peace in the land.
You're meeting with them?
I see you passed your DC 25 perception check.
You did?
So yeah, I'd say, like I said, we are trying to change things. Instead of just killing everything, which our organization could do, we are trying to create peace and harmony with all the creatures of this land.
I will meet with you and them.
You will?
Yes. Where?
Oh, that doesn't sound ominous.
Yes. Cassius, can you get a read on his...
Now, why would you want to do that?
Oh, the rolls!
Oh yeah, the first thing that came to his mind was, I'ma kill me some shapeshifters. And you can very much so hear that is the excitement he has in his voice as he agrees to meeting.
Any genuineness at all? Potentially diplomacy that he expressed?
No. What came out of his mouth was the sound of somebody who looks forward to slaying a bunch of people.
Okay.
Why do you hate these shifters so?
They wish to change the landscape to theirs.
And perhaps we can stop that from happening through peaceful means. That's what this whole meeting is about. Bringing our wants and needs to all...
He doesn't sound too interested in any of that. He wants everything for himself, don't you?
Bad kitty.
You don't understand!
We're trying to.
We're trying to hear you out and listen to what we can do to broker this peace.
They're not going to be peaceful?
If they refuse to hear your needs as well, within reason, then we will react as well.
Whose reason? Your reason? What about our reason? We were here before you, before them, before everyone.
Irrelevant. Have you heard of the term compromise?
Not irrelevant!
It is if
he pounds against the tree.
I was like, how is he stomping his fist on a table right now? Okay, he's in a cocoon.
Listen,
they were being a lot more reasonable than you are.
All of these creatures must be forced to share the same lands now.
Invaders do not deserve our space!
Steve, can you put up the world map for us?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, that was good. Good idea.
Just like trying to get...
Yeah, I think that would be a question. Like, I think we want to get like a sense of where he thinks his lands are, where we understand what the shifters want, and kind of where the
Sounds like-
humanoids are, I guess.
Sure. I'll say, actually, from Cassius's sense motive, you can generally get the idea. The plains are his
Where-
lands by right, according to him.
Okay.
Yeah, wherever he wants to go, that's his land.
Yeah, the Lions have owned the lands for forever. And now there are humans here. There are suddenly these shifters that want to change the landscape. They are basically destroying the savannah, trying to turn it into forest, and people are trying to turn it from the plains into Townsville. And every time they roam around, I'll roleplay this. Everywhere I go, there's another human group claiming land is theirs. They keep moving and growing and moving and growing and moving and growing. And we just keep losing what is ours. We have protected and maintained these lands for many years. And your people want to come here and make a mess of them. Build your boxes and walls. The only difference between you and the shifters are the shapes that you make. One makes boxes, the other makes lines.
Are
Makes
you?
line.
Trees is what he's referring to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thought
you
he was
guys can
just-
interrupt me at any time. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but yeah.
Thought he was doing some ley line stuff, and I was
No, you're-
really
you're kind of-
concerned.
You're kind of on the same page as Mel right now.
Do you not wish to live in peace with all the creatures here, or you want literally to rule everything?
We had peace when everything knew that we were the top of the chain.
Well,
You've
If
brought
you-
things with you beyond just your own strength. The giant, shiny people that walk about, slaying
Oh, we didn't
lion
bring
after
those.
lion.
you're talking about these golems creatures?
What's golems?
Are you talking about this thing that we destroyed?
You lift up the head as much as you can. Yes!
Yes, these creatures are not of our control. We are working on destroying these things.
But your people brought them here.
Yes, and I'm sure your people have done terrible things as well.
Our people have done nothing but survived.
So every single lion is a good lion? Never been a bad lion?
Every
They're all good
lion
boys?
is a lion.
Okay, well listen. You can't be held accountable for every person of our species, but what we're doing now is trying to change things. So what I'm proposing is we all come to this meeting, we set boundaries for each other. You could have your own kingdom unimpeded, and they will have theirs, and we will have ours.
So we must take a reduction in our planes for what?
It's called compromise.
Because
Perhaps
you've
there'll
come
be-
here and declared something that wasn't yours to begin with, yours now.
No. We are simply saying people have set up lives in places, such as yourselves. You have had to come claim the land at one point as well. And perhaps there's some negotiation. Perhaps some land can be given back in exchange for peace. Like, this is all part of compromise.
So you would assign us to a small area of land somewhere
No,
where
no
you
one's
claim
saying
the rest for
about size of
yourself?
small. No, no,
You're
no,
making a
no.
lot of
There-
assumptions.
Yeah.
There is a lot of land that has not been occupied by humanoids far to the west. If we can all work together to clear this, you can have it all. You can have all of it. We'll stay here, you stay there. We're all at peace.
Give me time to think.
How will we recontact you to...
Just a few minutes.
Oh. All right.
Intelligence 26 Werelion, just A equals MC squared. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that gif of Zach Galifianakis.
They're a
gonna-
hive mind.
I'm going to pause for a quick moment. You guys can just hang out. I'm going to take care of this call real quick.
That were-lion hive mind.
Well, yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that's like we should pursue that, right? Try to get like peace between everything or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I still think that there's some solution here where we all bond together to fight the demons or whatever this mountain threat is.
Yeah, when you said that, I kind of like that idea. Like we all band together to
Yeah. it seems to solve all the problems where we fight back something that's 100% unreasonable.
Mm-hmm.
We now make a huge area of land habitable that the lions would be much more suited to inhabit than.
Okay, hold
humans.
on. When you said the west, do you mean past the mountains? How do you know that no one's there?
Are you looking
this
at the
stuff?
map right now?
Yeah, do you see my
That
arrow?
blue area or the blue
I
line?
mean, like
this?
all this area up in here,
Oh, is that
right? Because,
uninhabited?
like,
Okay.
basically, as far as like, and Ryan can confirm, but I think as far as we know, there's not many towns west of this. Like this kind of all this area is like uninhabited, and I think that in part that's because the mountains are so dangerous because of whatever has been going on there. But if we basically combat that, could deal with that, then all this area, this is a bigger area than this here is just about the same size as this, right?
Right.
I mean,
So if we
mountains don't
set
seem that
that
dangerous.
aside,
There's a clear path right through here.
Actually, it looks like there is.
it could be actually.
And
I'm not
right
sure.
through here. No, probably not. But
I don't think it's intended to be that way, but
Yeah.
that's what I've been thinking is just like these shapers and these lions are very powerful. We've encountered them. They should be able to hold their own.
Are they the only two groups?
You did promise them that there were prey there. Like, do you know that, or are you just assuming?
Well, I would assume if like whatever gets eradicated from the mountains goes away, that there would just be a natural ecosystem that develops there. Right. There probably is a lot of prey.
Yeah.
So
like, what's our general proposal here? Like, where are the shifters supposed to go, and where are the lions? So the lions are supposed to like basically take this area.
I mean, it would basically be like some sort of north-south thing where like the shifters can have their woods up here, the lions can have their thing here. And then everyone gets the fuck out. Everyone gets the fuck out of the human area.
Okay.
Until it expands and expands.
And it's like if they don't agree to that, then it's like it's mass war. Probably a lot of people die. Humanoids probably come out on top, and it's like lose, lose, lose.
Yeah, we also need to find out if there's any more groups that we need to be wary of that are running into us and claiming everything is theirs.
This would seem to be like a piece that we were missing before with the full picture, because it did seem like there was something a little bit missing from why the shifters were suddenly having such a hard time. And so I think it would be these two at each other's throats that caused a lot of problems. Mm-hmm. But really what it comes down to is we need a new habitat.
He's specifically speaking about lions and just lions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's not talking about any other kind of natural creatures or any other predators.
As far as he's concerned, any other natural creature he has mentioned has been food to him.
Yeah, so like any kind of like
the Crenshaw, pumas, which you've heard recently of diminished in population. The horses are hard animals to catch. Bison have become more powerful since the inception of humankind here. They become more capable of surviving. You've not seen a single other wild animal that would be of a consumable nature without some difficulty overcoming it in the entire time that you've been here.
So, Steve, this is what we basically have been discussing while you were on break.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you looking at the world map right now?
Can be. 1 sec.
I guess I could actually freehand this thing.
Sure. All right.
So, there's basically, this big area here, and then also this big area here. So that's a tremendous amount of area.
Let me make sure that you understand something here, just for the record.
Okay.
Just because I haven't put towns there doesn't mean there aren't towns there.
Okay.
I had explained to Ryan when I was giving him his version of this MIG map. There are other towns on the map. I just have not put them on the map yet.
Okay. Because what we weren't sure is how close do people exist. We were assuming there's probably a pretty big void once you start getting closer to the mountains. That towns really don't exist that close to the mountains. Is that incorrect?
There are less towns. The towns do become more sparse the closer to the mountains that you get. But people are starting to expand either from the mountains inward or from the towns outward. Is the towns keep growing and people want to create different establishments for themselves. Part of why Mukmak exists is because they had to come much further in from the mountains because something was driving them out of the mountains.
Right. So, like, I guess what we'd basically be proposing is everyone has to be willing to compromise here. So part of that compromise might be that we abandon our settlements near the mountains. We give the shifters the north. We give the lions the south. And we pull our settlements and we take the east. And that would basically be sort of the negotiation line that we're thinking about.
Sure. The lion is ready to talk again.
Okay.
Or the were-lion is ready to talk again.
Well, yeah, we also kind of have to hope that we have the authority to be able to do this.
Also, I'll need you guys to forget that I said were-lion.
Well,
his name was in
basically,
chat, we saw it.
I mean, we're about to go to camp anyways to talk to Denali.
Yeah.
We'll presumably have to talk to someone higher up in Denali about this, but...
I don't wish to work with you. If
Really?
you're going to kill me like you have every other lion.
Oof.
Knock me unconscious and chop off my head.
Is there any chance you can think this over, or maybe speak to your people? Maybe they think
Your
differently.
wishes are
Do you
to
speak for all lions?
Your wishes are to divide up the land among you and shifters and others.
Yes.
This was ours, and you have come and declared it yours. Do you not understand what hypocrisy... I guess he would know hypocrisy for his intelligence. Do you understand how unfair that is?
I understand, but we're here now. And I'm pretty sure many people came here without knowing that lions were sentient and they had claim to these lands, so you can't just expect everyone to up and leave their lives now. We have to...
Go back.
There's nowhere to go back to. Everyone is established where they are. If you don't wish to die, all your people will die if this is your answer. I wish to save your life, your people.
You offer nothing reasonable, and I know how this goes. We've seen it enough times. People come, they make their camps, then their camps become boxes, and then their boxes become more boxes and more boxes, and then come the walls.
And this probably continue in this area, which is why we're trying to offer you an area that we can negotiate. Everyone wins from this. You guys don't have to deal with our boxes anymore.
People always take more.
Well, we, as part of the military, that's the military police of this world, we have very much strong influence over who can go where.
Fine, then I will speak with your elders. You will take me to them.
Can do that.
I'll whisper to Mel. Is this actually... Are we allowed to do that? Will they see him?
I would assume so.
Can I do a knowledge nobility if this is like a thing
Sure.
the military would
he's-
entertain?
He's a prisoner requesting basically an audience.
Yeah,
Like,
he is
I
a
don't know why that rolled
prisoner of
twice.
war that is requesting audience.
he's sentient,
Is
so
parlay a thing here?
Yes.
Parlay!
I'd honor that.
Yeah.
Do we still have any idea of whether or not he's actually like able to speak for the lion?
Sounds like he is. I don't know.
I mean, he's just saying this. Like there could be people that like he could just be like a renegade or something, and there could be people higher above him in there.
Well,
Can
essentially
you
at this point, he's pulled the Karen card and isn't going to be talking to you until he sees one of your managers.
If we release your
Great.
restraints, are you going to cooperate with us, or are we going to have to keep you binded?
I am a prisoner, and so long as you don't give me an opportunity, I will not take it.
So you don't want to speak to them? If we give you an opportunity, you're just going to run? You don't want to change things? Come on.
I
This is not
said
the
I
bad
wish to
attitude.
speak with your elders. But if you foolishly fall asleep in front of me and allow me my freedom,
Oh my
then I will
Lord,
take
this
it.
is not a good attitude to go into negotiations with, but all right,
I mean-
we'll keep you restrained then, sir.
I appreciate the honesty. I gotta admit that.
I am a hungry creature, and I have not eaten for hours now.
I take out one of my rations. Does this look appeasing to him at all, or?
He looks at it, like, quizzically.
More
takes
boxes.
it and, like, starts chewing on the whole thing.
No. Let me unpackage it, and then I'll give him whatever.
All right,
There's a lot of protein in the packaging.
He easily eats it, because to him this is a very, like, minuscule amount of food, right? This is like if somebody brought you halfling food.
Will this tide you over until we get to the camp for more sustenance for you, I guess?
I'm your prisoner. Feed me as you wish. Let's go.
He's tied to a contraption to this tree. How are we doing this?
You basically be filling. You can pour the food into his mouth.
No, but I mean, like, how are we transporting him?
We take
without him trying to kill us.
We take the entire tree.
I mean, you could always keep knocking him out.
Is he opposed to being knocked out again?
I mean, of course he's opposed to being knocked out.
Well, I mean, we don't have much choice then, I guess. Since you,
if I walked up to you and I was like, "Hey, can I beat you unconscious? Are you cool with it?"
Well, if I said, like, I'm gonna escape if you don't, like... Mighty Lion, if you agree to cooperate, we won't have to knock you out. But if you're telling us that you're gonna escape if we don't do this, like, I don't want to harm you any further. But
I cannot promise you what will happen when the hunger takes over.
All right,
the
then
hunger?
So then,
Yes.
for our own safety and your own safety, I think we'll just transport you in your sleep. It's not a very long ways from here to get to our elders.
Drats.
We'll wake you back up when you're there.
Fine.
What do you mean by the hunger?
I hunger some days much more than others. Some days so much I lose control. I must feed and feed and feed.
Does that sound natural to any of you?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
That'll provoke another knowledge nature from anybody.
Can everyone who has it roll it, or is one
Anybody
person...
that has ranks in knowledge nature can roll it.
Ugh.
Okay. Cassius, you have ranks in knowledge nature now?
Oh no, I've had them before.
Oh, okay. I did not realize that.
I had nature and geography, and then I had one rank in dungeoneering.
Okay, so at this point, Cassius, you're pretty sure that this is... Actually, is this right? Is it nature? Hold on. Actually, for the purposes of this, I'm going to say it is, because fuck it. I forget this is my world. I get to determine things. He is likely some form of were creature. So the hunger he is probably talking about is when a certain cycle of the sun and the night sky are in a certain alignment with the way that the world spins. There is a point at which there is kind of like a perfect harmony to things, and that harmony creates kind of a resonant magical pattern that affects some creatures oddly. Were creatures being one of those creatures. If they are non-natural were creatures, if they are creatures who are like bitten by a were creature and have developed their lycanthropy, they will revert to their like more animalistic form and feed throughout the night. Even if you are a natural-born were creature, in these days, the hunger will overtake you. And it is, for many were creatures, like a night of just infinite feasting. Anything that they can find, they will eat.
Huh. How long have you had this hunger?
I have always had the hunger.
Huh. So you were born like that?
Yes. I was born this way.
Interesting. I was just curious because I've heard of similar creatures that were not born that way.
Yes, there are others.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, to make sure we keep a tight schedule, We're gonna put you to sleep now.
Do as you must.
Touch him and
Yep.
frostbite him.
Yeah, he'll actually lean towards your hand as you do it, so there's no attack roll, and he will basically pass out from the damage. All right, the cart carries on.
Now, can you look over this cart? Is this able to hold all this weight?
So it's a good thing I spent 2 days reinforcing this thing.
It is with mouse changes. It is able to hold.
Just in case, I'll be doing like ritual casting, mending every so often. Just
good plan.
Just in case.
Yeah. Ooh, this is actually the first time you'll see these because of how rare they are.
Are they unicorns?
No, you guys will pass by a herd of elk.
Oh.
Ooh.
We'll leave those for the lions.
Interesting.
I was gonna say maybe we should capture one first so he can eat it.
Just now that you've reinforced the cart, load the cart up as much as possible.
Exactly.
Let's figure out this new weight limit.
All right. So as you're traveling, Mal, you will notice in the distance some ways there is another one of those cave lumps that you've seen before.
The warg cave lumps.
Yep.
Tell Pierre to go wide around it, if possible.
Okay. Let me see if one of them catches sight of you guys by chance.
Pierre, you ever see a talking lion?
It is news to me. I've not seen something so terrifying in my life.
Aren't you glad you signed up with us? You're seeing all these crazy things.
Sometimes I'm worried that maybe I shouldn't have, but
don't say
it
that,
is
Pierre.
exciting. I must admit.
Your performance review's coming up. Don't talk like that.
Performance review? I'm sorry, I love it.
That's the spirit.
One day I will get his accent right. One day. Yeah, so you guys can manage to evade the den.
While we're traveling, can I do some small talk while we're traveling?
Absolutely.
Spink, sorry, you've been awfully quiet. What do you think of these creatures? What do you think of our plan? Are you okay with this?
I am hoping things can work out.
You in favor of us brokering peace with all these creatures?
I mean, it seems better than having to fight everything 24/7.
What do the spirits of the land tell you? Is this plan futile that we have?
Yeah. What do your spirits think of all this? Have they been whispering things into you?
I haven't exactly talked to them about this.
You can carry on your conversation. I'm gonna, just so you know, I've kind of abbreviated the rolling, so I'm not gonna go through the night rolling. I took care of that because you guys have a sleep pattern that you guys are doing. So you will make it back to the camp without any further inconveniences.
Okay.
Just out of character question, her augury, like if you said like, will this peace brokerage work out, like that wouldn't work, right? Like,
it would come back with no answer. It's only a half hour in the future.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
We could do it basically before we go into the...
Ooh, before we go in the meeting, yeah. But that's like long-term impacts. Like, I guess it would only answer like if this meeting will go badly or whatever.
It would still be useful to figure out if we're about to get like ambushed by like a kajillion shifters.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys arrive back at camp. It's camp that I need to redo because I hate how ugly it looks.
Ooh, this is from releasing the dog setup.
Yep.
Good times.
You guys roll in with the cart.
Release the house.
I would ask for I guess just going through order chain of command, we'd ask for Tonelli, but it's likely we're going to need an audience with someone with bigger authority than Tonelli at this point.
Tonelli will speak with you as soon as you arrive. What is the status on the gem?
So the gem will be delivered from Mukmak if the sentient animals agree to restore peace.
What do you actually think the likelihood of that is going to be?
Well, we brought potential information on that. I don't know if your scouts or your resources have found anything at this point. But it appears it was more complicated than we may have thought. It is not just the sentient animals that have been preying on our towns.
Go on.
I gesture to the.
Well, right now you're in Tinelly's tent, so you'll have to bring him out to show him the cart.
So,
but he'll follow you out, and you can gesture to it there.
This
is
lion,
not one of the shifters. I assumed that the shifters and the were creatures were all the same.
They hate each other. Apparently, according to him, the shifters are what are causing the growth of these woods.
What woods? What?
There's Cassius, explain it.
Do you have new map information?
I'll show him the adjustments I've made on my map.
Okay. He looks at your map. This is absurd. It's been months since our last update. These woods were not there. What could make woods in months? What are these creatures?
This individual has information on this, which is why it may be good to assemble the council on this.
He gestures for several guards to come over, and they take the werelion and they lift him up out of it, and then they start to shackle him at his arms and at his legs. You've done good work. There's good reward in this.
He wished to speak to the council.
Our
Are we able to?
elders.
Yeah, are we able to step in on that meeting as well?
In time, he will. We have very strict rules about order, but he will see the council before we determine his fate.
It may be helpful if this happens before we leave to meet with the shifters.
We mentioned that it may be beneficial to have their kind at the negotiations so that we can broker peace between all the creatures at once.
How rational an individual did he seem?
I'll let Mal answer that question.
He seems...
He can speak.
He's sentient, but he admittedly has primal nature to him.
He's like most were creatures. His mind is kind of a single track system.
Yeah. But he has grown up in a very frustrating time where they've been at constant war with us.
I understand his opinion here. If he's not connected to the shifters, though his opinions seem to be that of the shifters, how are they both interested in the same thing?
Well, they essentially are at odds with each other. So it wasn't as simple of a problem with just figuring out the things with the shifters. Even if we figure out things with the shifter, these lions will continue to cause problems with us if we don't reach some sort of agreement or large-scale losses on both sides, I would assume.
I think it is in our best interest for now that you meet with the shifters on your own. It would not be a good idea until we know more about whatever these were creatures are and what their impact is and how organized they are, to dispatch them with you, this one with you, to have what could be a bad situation.
Okay. Is there...
May I speak? here?
You may.
I'll look to Mal just to get his approval.
Yeah, that's fine.
We did promise him a role in these negotiations, and he has brought up that he's been lied to many times and double-crossed. Having him there just to oversee it doesn't mean he has to have a say or anything, but I really think he should know what goes on there in some capacity.
Your opinion is noted, but I will still state that this would be unorthodox to have you bring along somebody from a third group to meet with, to a meeting where only the two of you, where only you and the other group are to attend.
Yes, I think
especially if they were to come with us.
Yeah, I think we would keep him back, have someone sent ahead to discuss this before the official meeting. But
let's keep things as focused as possible on the primary task. Getting the shifters to work properly with us.
All right, I just don't want him to react very poorly to this news.
He shouldn't have any news about this.
So what I've been trying to figure out is what might discuss the ships. We currently have a small number of settlements close to the mountain. Is that correct?
There are some, yes.
If, and I know this is if we could broker a deal with the shifters such that they are given that lot of the land, the west, but they must leave all the lands where our population is more dense. And in return, we would give up those small settlements that mean very little resource-wise to us. Could this be a deal that we could maintain?
From what it sounded like to me, your statement that the shifters have declared the lands of the plains theirs because they can communicate with the animals means that they're likely not to stop with whatever offer you make. But you're welcome to make them an offer. I'll make you the offer that we would make them. They can have the lands to the northwest, near the mountains, if they can help clean it up. We'll assist. If they put their forces into it, it's theirs. I am officially allowed to make that offer to any group that wants to. It's the same group that I would make to your friends of the Crimson Council.
That seems reasonable too. And I believe that this information we've gained on these weird creatures is helpful too, because it basically means that the shifters weren't fully honest. They don't control all the creatures of the wilds. According to this individual, there's many lions that do not follow them.
It does make sense now. It has been a very strange thing that in all the shifter reports there have been no instances of lions participating with the shifters. In fact, many of the instances of shifter activity don't necessarily seem to be limited to creatures of the plains. We've heard movement of wolves and other very similar non-savannah-like creatures.
So if that is all true, then these attempts by these shifters, they're a last effort to disrupt us. And I would imagine that they know that full-out war would cost them much more than it would cost anyone else. So I believe that they should be, with this information, I would like to think that they are in a position where they must negotiate.
Well, I feel like either it's going to be negotiation, or we should prepare a strike team to eliminate whatever is causing this forest as quickly as we can. We may need to divert resources from the mountains issue to do this, if it will lead to us getting the gem and getting the information we need.
It's possible my people are looking to move. It's very possible that if I've actually offered them up a true home, that they would help. Did you acquire any additional information? When we had last talked, you said there might be some things you could find out.
Surprisingly, you have found out more so far than I have. The only thing I know for certain is that at the moment we have gotten a small amount of reconnaissance from your friends, the Crimson Council, but not as much as we had hoped for. We do know at the moment that the spread is continuing, and based on what this map looks like, you'll be interested to know that the range of what we cannot see has grown to be this. And he will circle something on the map that I need to access here. This is the area we cannot detect.
Can you flash this over quick?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you guys were not on the map.
Interesting.
Given the negotiation is going to likely involve this, is it time for us to finally know what is going on?
I will give you some details, especially if this forest area is so close to them and you may need to venture there to deal with the shifters more. There is some form of creatures that we believe to be demonic in nature that are moving through the air, that have come out of the mountains and are starting to move into the landscape around the mountains. They seem to fight in ways unlike much we've ever seen. They tend to have a focus on effects that wind up the mind of people in ways that turn them against each other, but not like normal magics we've seen. Like they're reaching in with their minds into the minds of the others directly. We've tried a number of different abilities to try to make it more resistive, but this seems more powerful than much of what we've seen. It has become a twisted landscape. These are the reports from those who've gotten to the outskirts of this area we cannot see into, but they have fled quickly when they said they felt pain in their head without seeing movements of the hands. This threat must be controlled.
No, definitely not gonna bother asking with that roll. I was just curious if anything I had encountered in any of my readings might explain some of this.
Did your scouts have any reports of any potential weaknesses of these creatures, or?
Yes. Sort of. It varies from creature to creature. But our scouts didn't engage them for too long before having to escape.
Well, it seems this threat is far more scary than the shifters. I really hope that we can negotiate a deal here such that we can all work together to deal with this larger threat rather than picking away at each other's resources.
I hope so too, but know this. The issues that we're having there are not issues that put presently any of us in any direct danger. It will be some time before their grow would reach such a level. Their growth level is quite slow. The area of gray that we cannot see has taken some time. If we need to divert resources towards the shifters, it would be of our benefit if it will get us the ability to pierce what covers they have protected themselves with. So do not misvalue what the tasks we have given you. In fact, understand the tasks that we have given you are quite significant. We have a lot of faith in your little group. We don't normally have faith this early in groups like yours.
I respect the value of information. I hope to reach a all-around good solution. There's no additional information, and I guess my group will rest here for the night. I just would like to say that we promised the prisoner parley, so I'd hope that he's treated under the proper ethics code.
We will honor that. And we have gifts for you. We have received a shipment of armor. Unfortunately, our weapons shipment seems to have been delayed.
Oh, that should be coming in soon.
Oh, how do you know?
We helped him recover it.
From what?
Animals.
Lions, I assume?
Yep.
They're more wound up than ever.
You said it. They continuously cause problems. It would be great if we could achieve a peace there too. I know, one thing at a time.
Yes. Well, available to all of you is some piece of armor. For those of you that don't typically wear regular armor, there are bracers that you can put on that will give you some measure. There are bracers of armor to choose from, or anything you want in an armor style at +1.
Oh.
If you already have something that you want to have enchanted later, they will also give you a writ that you can take back to Kumoa and have them enchant it with +1.
So I think Zeke would probably want...
Or not Kumoa, I'm sorry, Kazarim.
So I think Zeke would probably want that writ for when I complete his lead armor.
Yep.
I'm assuming.
I'm going to put that on his character sheet.
I would also take a writ for now.
Okay.
Once I'm level 7, I'm going to make myself a new armor.
Okay.
Until then, I don't really have much I could do for that either.
No problem. Go ahead and take writ for +1 enchantment to armor.
They don't have any of the the jewelry type enhancements or the rings, right?
Nope, just armor bonuses.
Okay, yeah.
I'll take the writ as well.
Okay.
Does I forget if do the bracers stack with mage armor?
Let me double check. That is actually something that I was thinking of as well.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's important.
They might be an enhancement bonus.
I think they are an enhancement bonus.
And mage armor just counts as what? Normal AC bonus? Or it's not enhancement?
No, braces of armor are an armor bonus.
Okay, yeah, so
Oof.
you would need a pretty high one to... It's really actually hard to outdo mage armor.
Actually, what's weird here, though... Hold on.
So
alternatively, braces of armor can be enchanted with armor special ability. No, because the armor bonus for the special abilities... This is where I go back to feeling like this is actually... that mage armor should stack.
Well, just for clarification, is the armor for mage armor an enhancement to count as an enhancement?
The thing is, it doesn't say it's an enhancement bonus. It just says it's an armor bonus.
Right, okay.
So I think that means, Steve, that just means that John could get +1 armor, but then he has to get the +1 before he can add anything else onto them, correct?
Correct. But with the bracers of armor, you treat them as if they have enhancement bonuses. You can get armor abilities on bracers of armor, as if it's an enhancement bonus to armor. That to me has always been one of those weird aspects of bracers of armor.
So wait, the actual AC from the bracers wouldn't stack with mage armor, but the pluses would because they're enhancement bonuses or whatever. Is what you're saying?
No, this is where part of this. Hold on.
So, I think the reason why it's different, Steve, is that braces of armor are a wondrous item, and they're made with the mage armor spell. So they're not like an armor that's been enhanced. They're a magical item that's been created from a spell.
Right, and that would be fine if you could also put regular enhancement bonuses on... Hold on, let me double check something here.
Let's see what...
Yeah, because it only allows you to place armor special abilities on it based on as if they were enhancement bonuses. I understand that they're not for purposes of the game. This has always been one of those weird consistency issues. There's a bunch of these that I've talked about it at length before.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's page 6 with it. From what I'm seeing, people are saying magical armor bonuses from bracers or the mage armor spell do not stack.
Yeah, no, it is. That is how it works. It just it bothers me on a big level.
I think it's because it's meant to be hard to get armor, like non-martial classes.
But even so, that item is pretty sick. I don't have to waste putting mage armor on myself. They're just always on, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's you can put the +1. Not even for the armor bonus. The +1 is kind of useless because it won't outdo your mage armor. But then from there, you can actually get armor mods.
Yep.
And that's why it's really valuable. Because you currently I don't think you can wear light armor, right?
I can wear light.
Oh, you can wear light.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like not. It's still pretty nice though because there's no arcane spell failure chance or anything like that. And so you can get armor properties on them. So you can get like there's tons of good armor properties. I don't know which ones would be good for your build, but they're very useful to have. There's like crit nullifying stuff.
So knowing this, is it worthwhile for me to have this writ, or should I just take the bracers at this point? I don't know what is better, I guess.
I think for you, you're probably never going to be able to wear armor, so you might as well just take bracers.
I mean, eventually he could get Mithril Chain Shirt.
Oh, that's true. Does Mithril Chain Shirt have 0%?
Oh, actually, I think we discussed this. I don't think it's 0.
It doesn't.
I think it still is 10%.
Mithril lowers it by what, like 5 or 10%? So
it lowers it by 10, yeah. So if you truly want 0% spell failure, the way to go is the bracers of armor.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, would it be better to hold out to like make better quality bracers than use this +1 to +1 them?
That won't work that way.
Oh, it won't work that way?
No.
Okay. So I guess I'll just take the best quality bracers they have, I guess.
They're just bracers of armor 1.
Do those get equipped on your wrist?
Yes, they go on your wrist slot.
Oh, okay. And sorry, they're bracers of what?
Armor.
Of armor. 1. Okay. Cool.
Spinks, I'm assuming you're going to take the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took the writ, just in case.
Huh? No, the bracers are wrist slot.
No, I mean for gloves.
Gloves is hands.
Okay. I put it in the wrong spot, that's why.
It's okay.
So it's bracers of armor.
Also, technically, for those of you people who want to min-max, there is an armor that gives you a +1 to AC, does not have a spell failure chance, and could be enchanted.
Oh, wood armor?
No, Haramaki.
Oh, I have that on already.
Yeah, that can be enchanted.
Like to make it like a +1?
So you could get that as +1 as well.
Oh, so I could take the writ for that.
Yes. Well, you could get it right now as +1.
Oh, with the bracers as well?
No, you would not get. You would choose either the bracers or the Haramaki to be enchanted, because the bracers don't stack with the Haramaki.
They don't?
They do not. The Haramaki is a piece of armor bonus.
Oh, then I guess I would +1 my robe.
Okay.
So now I put AC2 on that? Okay.
Yeah. How about you, Cassius? What are you taking?
I'm going to take the writ for the moment. And now that I actually have more money, I'm going to see if there's better armor available.
Okay. Well, they have any armor you can choose from. You'd want to choose from here. At +1.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to look out of character to see if now that I actually have some money to be able to spend on things.
Okay. Well, if you decide there's an armor that you want to wear, just let me know and you can have taken that.
Okay. I wrote the writ down just in case I don't, so that I can remember that I have something.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I'll have to take a look at it after the session and see what's up.
So you guys are going to rest here and then head out the morning of the 20th. And that will give you enough time, as long as you don't have any long interruptions, to get to Luke Hill. So let's see if you guys can make it.
Is there any way I can leave word with the lion? Like, can I trust a guard to relay a message, or is it better to leave like a note with him or something?
You can leave a note with Tonelli, and Tonelli will give it to him.
Yeah, but I don't really want Tonelli to read it, I guess.
Tonelli
guess it doesn't
assures you
matter.
that he'll maintain privacy.
Okay, I think I just put in the note that, like...
If you have some
I'll just
tryst
say-
that you want to keep a secret, he won't tell.
No, it's not like super secret. I mean, like, I guess he can read it if he really wanted to, but I guess I would steal it, but I wouldn't tell him not to read it, but...
With a kiss?
No, I don't know. I would just put in the
Oh,
note
you-
that, I apologize that you cannot attend the meeting, but logistically, like, we have to go before you have time to meet with our elders. You will still meet with the elders, like, and we will try to represent your interests in this meeting to the best of our ability, kind of thing.
Mhm.
I don't know if you'll even care, but at least I make an effort.
Yep. Oh man. Right as you guys set out, you see yet another herd of elk.
Oh,
Leave
Also-
them for the lions. Gotta let them
Who's,
repopulate.
Who's
Gotta let
jingling
him
that
re-
change?
Gotta let them repopulate. Oh, sorry, that was...
The poker addict.
This might be a relatively easy trip for you guys. Yeah, the dice are your friends today. Ooh, maybe not. Hold on. No, you're okay. You guys will make it to Luke Hill right about the right time. It is the 21st. You guys rested. Everything went pretty well over the night.
Steve, as always, when I'm basically traveling, I'm just slowly trying to make progress. I know it's probably gonna take some time on Zeke's armor.
Yep.
So like, do you want me to log how many days total I've been like? Or are you
Yes, absolutely.
So
How many days have it been since Sphinx
where
has been
should I
working on
log
the glove?
that?
And I actually
Where
think
goes?
I'm supposed to make the roll in secret, right? Is what we had talked
Yeah.
about. Yeah, I forgot to program that macro, so I will make it on my dice and put it in my notes.
Where would be a good spot track? Should
I
I make just in like the additional?
No. Make it one of your items. Just put the item down, and then
Okay.
put like what day you're on.
days worked
So
on it.
yeah.
Yep. I'll
Has
just
Sphinx
make
done
myself
their
a
gloves
craft
yet, or-
slot.
Yep.
Yeah, could I have been working on my gloves along the way as well?
Absolutely.
So would they be finished by now? or do
By now, give me a spellcraft check. Or actually, no. I'm sorry. I make the spellcraft check because it needs to be done in private. Because you can't know
Yes,
whether or
no.
not you fucked it up.
we just need to get a moving castle so that we can do all this in.
Have you made that
well, I
line
know
yet?
where to pick one up.
I need to pull.
So we've been on the road 2 days in total.
You've been on the road for 2 days in total. 2.5, but yeah.
Let's see.
Well, no. By the time you'll reach there, yeah. Where is? Okay, let's see if Sphinx's gloves are okie dokie. They should be.
They better be.
Because you
Nah, I'm
performed them.
intentionally sabotaging her.
Yep,
Got them
your
out,
gloves
which
turned
is-
out well. You now
Or
have
did
a
they?
plus 5 to your spellcraft.
It's totally just a +5 to
So I add it to which spot?
That will go in your miscellaneous modifier.
Oh, okay.
And then you put them in your hand slot, I assume.
Yep, they go in your hand slot. All right, let me see Mal's craft. Let's see.
So I'll basically just keep letting you know where I'm at. And I guess you just have to write down somewhere in GM notes.
Yeah, I got it. I'm just looking for the chart information I need again to compare.
Do they weigh anything?
1 pound.
Let me know, Sphinx, when you start working on my headband. I'll supply you the costs, but I don't know whose item is more in a rush, so...
I think so long as I have my cloak by the time we face these mind-infecting things, I'm in no hurry. Sounds terrifying.
Is there any reason us not to all get these cloaks? They sound pretty good.
At one point, I find them to be the most pertinent if we're going versus mind magic.
I was
How much
planning
does
on
yours
always
cost?
making mails first, considering.
They'd cost about 2,000, and I believe she can make them in 2 days.
Hmm.
Although it seems at the moment the wizard is fixated on Zeke and myself. If he learns of your abilities, he might go after you as well.
Yeah, Sphinx, put me down for one of those cloaks as well.
Alright. I'll do.
Let's see here.
The Dallas Cowboys are so bad this year. It's hilarious. I love it. They're down 7-24 versus the Bears.
Okay.
Come on.
You're making good progress on this armor.
Okay.
Which would... Arius, which would you rather have first? Your headband or your cloak?
I think I'd rather have the headband, but I think we all need those cloaks before we tackle the mountains. But I think that'll be for a while, so I'm okay with the headband first.
Okay.
But Mal is the leader, so if he insists on his cloak first, of course.
No, Sphinx, your trade is your trade. You use whatever discretion with. I'm in no hurry. If there's ever anything that the party itself needs, I think it's worth discussing.
So just so I don't forget now, I'm just going to deduct, it's 2,000 gold, so I'll take 200 platinum off my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Basically, like, anytime you give Sphinx a thing, just deduct the gold.
Yeah, so I hand her 200 platinum. And say, good luck.
For your gloves, did you already take the money off of your sheet?
Shoot, no.
Okay, so remember there is a slight discount, so it is... So your gloves would have been 1125 gold.
Oh, 1125.
Yeah, 1,125 gold.
Sphinx, I would still pay you the 200, and if there's any discount on that, you can keep whatever that would... What's the discount exactly?
That's 10%.
Right?
10%. So
Yep.
you can add 20 platinum from the contract I gave you.
I'm just trying to...
Alright.
Oh.
The party will make its way to outside of Luke Hill and to where they are to meet with the shifters. When you arrive, you will find Taskell is waiting there to meet with you.
Ryan, just checking. You're here, right, Ryan?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm just making sure you're here.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
can't see if you're here, so I was just double checking. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I forgot for a second who that was.
As we're walking up, I'm gonna try and detect magic on everything around.
Okay.
To try and see if there's any transmutation or alteration signatures.
Wait, this is our Mantis boyfriend, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
we also said we want to do an augury before the official meeting.
Okay.
Have we done this?
Not yet. You can.
So yeah, I think
roll
this
it up.
we
Roll it up,
back a little
Sphinx.
bit.
Roll the augury.
Sphinx, help us know if this is we're walking to an ambush.
Okay. Yep, that is enough.
Okay. I'm still doing as I said once after the augury.
Yep. So you will see that Taskell is covered in magic. You will also see what is the visual radius of.
I will just click.
Thank you.
Take magic, 60 feet.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so you kind of circle around as you get in close.
I'm basically using to try and check our flanks, kind of see if there's like any earthworms or anything that glow up with magic.
Hold on a sec.
Earthworms just turn into goddamn lions. Actually, they turn these mantises. These mantises are scary, though. I dare say so myself.
Yeah, these mantises are not friendly. I don't like them.
Just checking something here. Sorry.
I'm gonna go grab a beer. I'll be back.
Okay. Okay. Wait till he gets back to answer this question. Though, unfortunately, I feel like my pause gave a lot away.
I don't know what to try about. There totally wasn't, like, any deeper meaning that could have possibly be hidden beneath that.
Nope, not at all. None.
Everything is fine.
You're
I'm not
awfully
suspicious
defensive.
at all.
Alright, so you see no other magical auras.
Okay. As we approach, what order do we approach this? I'll approach first.
Okay.
I mean, I imagine we're all together, no? Or is there any reason for being, like, super...
Well, order could be specific if we're getting ambushed or something, so just try not to metagame it.
Roll you guys over to Luke Hill.
Well, I would imagine I would be somewhat near the front. So next, I'll walk next or
Sure.
whatever.
I'd tell Zeke to make sure to be watching our flanks.
Okay. He will keep his eyes open.
Ryan, you can Ryan, you'd be good to have up near the front because you've got a good sight for these wilds.
Sounds
And
good.
you would see stuff that might not be natural that you would.
Yeah, I'll just kind of hang out like right behind you guys.
Okay.
I imagine it. Maldronic is in the front. Me and Cass is kind of side by side. Then Spinks behind us. Then Zeke behind her.
Okay.
If that's cool, then. I think
Everybody give me a perception and a knowledge nature as you approach.
Nope.
Man,
I
this is
just
great.
don't know why you're asking me, but okay.
That's awesome. That's exactly how I wanted to see that happen. Cool.
So things are happening, guys. I'm pretty sure something's.
All right, we're all
There's
instantly
nothing going
done.
on, guys. Let's
Everything's
go.
fine.
It's
Are
fine.
they even here yet?
We're all
Where are
dead
they?
now.
Taskell's here.
Oh,
No,
there
wait.
you are, Tasco. I don't think anyone showed up.
I kept my deal. Yes.
A sword roll better than all of us.
As he talks his little phalanges, like.
Ugh.
Said that you did. Come prepared to negotiate.
I have spoken with those who guide us, and we are not as willing as you probably are to give up our land so easily.
What if I have a promise here, a guarantee that if you help us, you would have land completely to yourselves, never to be disturbed by us?
Elaborate.
You know, because we know of your activities in the north, you are probably aware of the threat that slowly grows, that threatens all of us. We could work together on this to eliminate a threat that is only a tumor, a cancer to our existence. Or we can fight at each other trivially, losses on both sides, for quite some time. And then these beings might just clean up the scraps.
Yes. I have heard that there is some worry from you of this problem, this thing you're looking into. This thing that does occasionally scratch us the wrong way.
I have seen you in action. You are a great warrior. We have many great warriors ourselves. I think between our combined forces, we might be able to deal with this with much less loss and a better outcome than fighting between ourselves until the end of time.
Yes, but the issue is it's not all my decision. So for a moment, I'm going to ask that you stay calm. You might be a little surprised, and I don't want you thinking that we're ambushing you here.
We didn't see anybody. There was nobody around.
Let me make sure I bring up the right details for the right creature. So, sitting or wandering about, like, in the distance, there's been a couple, like, animals here and there, small animals. One of them looked like, maybe there was somebody off with their dog out in the distance. But that dog has kind of made its way closer. And as it makes its way closer, it definitely does not seem to be like most dogs you would see of the plains. It is definitely wolf-like in form. And as it gets closer, it starts to shift upwards into a very tall elven woman who makes her way up to the five of you. You're what the military has sent here?
Yeah.
I am Sinbel. I represent the Shifter's desires. You're willing to give up land if we cooperate? Is that what I was to understand?
This everywhere where your forest is, and everywhere to the west of it, you can have it all. We will not touch it.
Hold on a second. Is this the first elf we've ever seen in game? And are elves super rare? I can't remember.
You have not seen a lot of elves, surprisingly. I don't know if it's the first you've seen in game, but it is definitely, you definitely have not encountered many of them.
Okay, so would it be safe to say our in-game characters would be like, holy shit, it's an elf kind of thing?
It would be a big surprise, I think, at this point to see an elf, especially involved in something like this. The few times that you've maybe passingly seen elves are in some towns here and there. But yeah, so this is This is a pretty different thing to see an elf out in the wild.
All right, sorry.
It's okay.
FYI, out of character, if anyone wants to talk in this, like, this isn't like, I know it's like the whole like, I'm like symbolically leading, but like, if you guys want to say something, so long as it's not, if it's gonna be really obnoxious, ask. But like,
we declare war.
Yeah, it's like fuck you, I'm killing
I
you.
hate
Like,
elves.
but generally speaking, it's Maljonicus has developed a pretty good trust to most of you at this point. So,
the problem with what you offer, is that it is something that your resources are probably much greater than ours in terms of being able to deal with the circumstances.
Nonetheless, whatever you contribute is much more valuable to us than having to deal with the constant struggles that our towns cause you, and vice versa.
Our understanding, though, is that it's the military's job to clean up problems, not our job. And you don't recognize us as our own entities.
I do.
You do.
This whole negotiation is because we've asked for it. The military has acknowledged our abilities. I think they believe our potential to deal with those such as... I know that I come to you as a member of the military, but I assure you I was not born into the military. I see the military as a necessary but potentially annoying problem, but I think we do more good than bad.
And what of Bowold? Would you be willing to rescind protection to Bowold as part of the agreement as well?
Out of character, Tonelli didn't give me any permissions. Like,
No.
Can we get the world map quick?
Yes, absolutely.
I want to remember where exactly that is in relation to.
It's kind of close to the forest. I was worried this might be a thing, but
Yeah, like almost touching it, isn't it?
I need to fix the way the cities work, but I've been working on wrong thing. Sorry.
Oh shit!
It's
get the
really
music.
hard to
Oh
navigate.
god!
I gotta cut this. Nah, it's the right music.
Okay, yeah, this makes sense. We never even actually got into that sound, right?
Nope. Bowold would not let you in.
Don't know if we give you Biowold, but if you're able to help us with this, the area we could give you is much larger than Beowald. It could be enough for many generations of your people to thrive, exist.
Yes, but do you know why we're here? Do you know why we roam these plains? Why we brought these animals?
Don't.
We are the outcasts of Bold. Those who believe in the land over the people. Well, the druids of Bowold spend all of their days discussing matters of druidic activity and indecision. We have taken action. We have brought an understanding to these plains. We have brought unity to some of the creatures of this landscape. We are the rightful heirs to Bold. Its walls should be torn down, its houses removed, and it should be allowed to thrive as it should be.
I would have to discuss think from what we have seen so far, Bioworld has been very resilient to accommodate much of the military. If you are a better ally than they, I don't see why this could not be arranged. But I would, again, have to speak. I don't have the authority, unfortunately, to make such an offer.
I assumed you wouldn't. Well, in brokering truces, I have heard that you were just outside of Bold recently. What is it that you made a trip there for? To help them?
We looked more to help the people of people of Mukmak.
That dirty little goblin settlement?
I ask that as I view you as outcasts, that you do not view my descendants and my race as dirty. We are outcasts as well.
They live in mounds of dirt.
It is our customs.
Fair. I would not fault the wargs for their decisions either. That is a fair assessment. And I will give you that courtesy.
Thus, the people of Mukmak possess a type of mineral that would, through the ways of magic, help us learn much about this threat that grows and threatens us all. We need to allow Mukmak to reestablish trade, which to our understanding, you guys have been disruptive on that front.
We have. I wish not to do things that empower Bold, but what is it that the goblins need?
If they just need basic trading commodities, if you can provide them, then there's no reason that they have to trade with Bioworld. They just need a trading partner. If you have the same types of craftsmen and magicians as Bioworld has, then I don't see why this couldn't be arranged.
We will send our people to Mukmak, as you call it, to discuss with them. Does that seem reasonable to you?
That would seem good. And in the meantime, we can confirm with our superiors this alliance can be done. And to understand correctly, your terms are Beowulf must be surrendered. It's not just about land, this is personal.
Beowulf must be surrendered. Or at the very least, our terms are not that it must be surrendered. Our terms are that the military must revoke its protection of Beowulf. That is our request.
If we do this, one way or the other, you will help us deal with this threat.
Yes,
and you will
we will work to conquer the lands you have entitled us to.
And in turn, you will not attack any of our settlements outside of the designated area.
Our concerns will be the issues to the west, not to the east. Aside from Beowulf, of course.
I would like to convene with my comrades for a moment.
Feel free.
If I may. Basically, huddle up.
Mm-hmm.
Does this all seem? Have I missed anything here?
Should we not find out why their hatred runs so deep for this town?
By the way, Cassius, you felt like she was on the up and up about things, so.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Seems important
it
that
seems like there's more to Beowulf than meets the eye.
Yeah,
To my understanding, it sounds as if these are people of the woods and Beowulf is people of civilization. Two different views that the druids should not be living in towns, should be living in the woods.
Also,
that seemed to be my interpretation. We could ask.
Beowulf,
like this,
yeah.
like the snake, boa.
Beowulf.
Yep.
Okay. Would that be part of the place for the lions?
Well, we basically haven't figured out any of the lines. We're basically focusing on one thing at a time. But there's still a lot of area that could be given to the lions to the south.
Okay, because I thought that they were getting like the northwest area, right?
Yes. Like basically where that forest is right now, we're basically, I guess, offering them also this area as well.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how much of the area we were offering them. Because if we were getting rid of Beowulf, then
and if we give them Beowulf, then they basically have this. But there's still like all this, and like as Steve said, there's some towns in here, but like this is a huge area. That if we just moved our towns inward, then like this is a huge area that could be occupied. I would assume.
Yeah, if that was part of the deal, then it seems like it would solve two problems at once.
But at the moment, we're just basically offering all this to the shifters, and that at least solves that problem. And then we'll have to figure out the lines from there.
The only thing I would want to clarify is they specifically said that we revoke protection of it. But if I would think that the military wouldn't want to publicize us revoking protections from cities that have paid their taxes and have done nothing of their own fault. So perhaps we should just clarify if we're able to just like surrender the town and move the people, aka we're not known for revoking protection, we're simply relocating the people there or something. It sounds like they want us specifically to fight the village or something, and I don't think this is a good idea.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, the wording is a little concerning.
I think we just need to clarify their intentions, exactly what they plan to do.
Okay. So I would go back and I would ask, so we just have a few clarity points.
Certainly.
What specifically, if we relocate people of Beowulf, is this sufficient, or do you have a personal vendetta against individuals in Beowulf?
I would think it's a very simple thing. You stop collecting taxes. You stop sending units there. One day, maybe Beowulf's not there anymore. Doesn't that seem fair to you?
I see.
They don't seem to want to pay their taxes anyway, do they? You come there and they just get angry at you. If they don't want your help, stop offering it to them. Stop forcing it upon them. Let them be without your help.
This is fair. It may take at least a cycle of the moon before we can do this without revoking our initial word to them.
I understand. You simply pass the note along that I can give to you of our requests. And she will take out a piece of parchment and write down what they want and then hand it to you. And I will send my units to Mukmak to discuss things with them further.
We will return to our camp. We will discuss, and if permissions are given, and especially to ease your plight, if we are able to go to Mukmak and we find that trade has been reestablished and they are able to help us with our attempts in the northwest, I think that this will certainly help move things along for everyone's favor.
Agreed.
The resources of Mukmak are very important to the military right now.
We understand that.
Whereas Beowulf is just annoying.
In everybody's way. Very good then. Well, we shall take our leave. And, like, up from the grass, a bunch of, like, wolves rise up. And the two of them and a, like, small army of wolves take their leave.
So there were a bunch of wolves underground?
There were a lot of wolves, like, laying in the tall grass for the longest time. Just patient. You guys' perceptions sucked.
Like, what, a bunch of Pokemon?
Yep, just like a bunch
Hold
of
on.
Pokemon.
Did they... I may have missed it. Did they say a way we were supposed to contact them to just keep discussing afterwards, or...?
No, they did not mention anything. So if you want to clarify with them before they leave.
Like, oh, hold on. How are we supposed to get back in touch?
Let's say 1 cycle from now, the same day. Seem good?
I can't remember. What's 1 cycle?
That is 1 month.
1 month? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
I think that I'll look to Mal and everyone else. I think that should be okay.
I'm suppose.
All
For
right.
us to get some more answers.
Okay. So they will meet you on the 21st of Deshris. All right. And they take their leave.
Well, that went as well as could be expected, I guess.
There's something in Beowulf.
Yes, we definitely need to figure that out.
She didn't seem like she was lying, but they kept talking about it in a way as if they were trying to retrieve something from there or something like that. With it being as close as it is to this area that we can't detect, I don't know. It's all a little concerning, to say the least.
Perhaps the military can shed some light on this issue, or perhaps at least give us express permission to enter the city this time. They can't refuse us.
That would be nice.
See for ourselves, but
Okay. Well, you have half a day left. What do you guys want to do with the remaining half a day? And where are your what are your plans for where you're going from here?
Can we have a dance party?
I mean, if you want, you can have a dance party.
No.
I keep mistaking. Where is Reckless again? Is he in the
Reckless is in Kazarim.
Kazarim. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, also, how many days have passed?
Since you guys have been, it has been since the days since you got since the start of the
Since
session.
I woke up.
1, 2, 3, 4 days.
Okay, cool.
Thanks. How's my headband coming along?
She would have just started on it.
What?
Yeah, because she did hers, which took 3 days. And today is
So
day
it's been
4.
a day in.
Yeah. Today is day 4.
Oh, okay.
Visibly, I'm looking better, so that's good.
Yep.
But with her spellcraft gloves, she should be like Solarius, so it shouldn't.
If
Thank
she wants to, she can make the attempt to do it faster. Yes.
Because the spellcraft gloves are what, +5?
They are +5. But I need to know what the plans are, because we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. So I'd like to know if you guys have an idea for what you want to do from here, or...
If we just have downtime, yeah, I'd do more spell research and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but nothing
truthfully, yeah, I'd be
specific.
like, this is a nice place, and we seem, for once, for a very rare opportunity to just be at peace. I just want to lay down and look at the sky.
Okay.
Just Star Watch.
Okay. So you guys are going to hang out in Luke Hill for a while?
I think so.
What time of day is it?
It is late
Okay.
afternoon.
later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's not really much time to like go to like the library or anything like that.
Not to get a full day of spell research done yet, no.
Oh yeah, I was gonna try to find out some information about Bowold,
Okay.
but I don't know how much I'd be able to get done in that little amount of time.
Well, let's assume
So
that at least for the next, the start of next session, you guys will probably stay in Lukill. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah.
Seems accurate.
Unless you have anything pressing.
I basically am just chilling on the outskirts, like sort of stargazing,
Okay.
trying to hear the voice of I guess on her.
Okay.
Or whoever I perceive as on her.
Well, let's we will
Actually,
take our pause from here.
Actually, instead of that, I'm gonna see if I can try to speak with the spirit mother.
Oh, there will be much of stuff next session.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm gonna do instead next session.
Okay.
So I don't forget.
No problem. Let me dish out some XP.
Ooh, yeah.
Because there was some creatures that were technically defeated, and I feel you deserve some defeating XP. Werelions, though, are not very high in CR. And I'm going to include your role-playing experience in here as well, and some quest XP. So everybody's going to take 380 XP. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. I did that entirely wrong. Hold on.
I was like, damn, that's a little skimpy.
Everybody take 940 XP.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
So open up your calculator and don't do math.
Oh, yeah, where's the calculator?
Yeah.
I'm tired, okay?
Oh, it's almost bedtime.
Plus 9... 940? Sure.
All right. And that will wrap us up for tonight. So there will be nothing on Sunday. Akunsant will not be on Sunday. So we'll be back on sometime in the middle of next week for me playing some Paranoia, followed by us together Thursday, correct?
Hopefully, yeah. I'm here.
All right.
Yeah.
Unless we want to do a Sunday session.
I'm going to be, the reason we don't have a Sunday session is I'm going to be in Missouri.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Start of every month. That's where I'm at. Thank you. Yeah. Good night, everybody. And thanks for the compliment, Bella. Good night.